New Bedford, and welcome to a special edition of the Debora Coelho Show. I am your counselor at large for New Bedford, and today, right behind me, as you can see, is the Orpheum Theatre in the middle of Route 18 heading south in New Bedford. And they're having a grand tour to allow people to go in and see the condition of the building in a restoration effort to bring this building back to what it deserves to be for all of us, and especially for the city of New Bedford. So for those folks who couldn't be here today, we're going to go in there and give you the grand tour and let you decide for yourself if this building indeed deserves all the attention that it's getting and should be getting to preserve and keep this for the future generations for the city of New Bedford. So come on folks, let's go and check it out. And look what I found here, this handsome looking young man by the name of ISAK. And ISAK, what are you dressed up as?
I'm dressed up as a newspaper hawker. I hand out pamphlets and some newspapers from the old days.
Oh, that's great. Now, how did you get involved with the Orpheum Theatre?
I have some friends who did this thing about a year ago that involved me. We had to dress up as like people from way back when, and we got put in as ghosts to fit the Orpheum Theatre.
Now, ISAK, I haven't gotten one of your newspapers here yet, so let me see what this looks like. And I thank you very much for contributing your time and to help us out here today. And I hope you have a grand time at the Orpheum Theatre.
Okay.
Well, I'm very happy that people are paying attention, and this is certainly an effort not just of myself, but a number of organization folks from ORPHINK who have existed in the city for a few years now, and we keep working towards bringing attention to this wonderful building and what it can do for the neighborhood and this whole area in the city. And I'm very happy that people are paying attention, and today is really special because unlike our first rope light tour, this time around we have a number of period acts around the theater, so it's just wonderful. Yes, we plan to have more of these events to call attention, but also all of this is really a sort of a step towards getting to a position where we have legal control of the building, where we can then tap into grants that will enable us to really restore the building, which will be a phased kind of process, and we will actually be able to, at some point, actually put the building back to work. And we're also trying to actually call the attention of the city for a few years now about the whole area in front of the Orpheum that needs to be improved to make this project happen, and I hope that the city pursues rethinking Route 18 around the Orpheum to really make this project happen. And we have some ideas about that we've also shared with the public a few years ago, and we push in that as well. Very important part that the context is worked appropriately to the building itself.
So you have roots to this theater, actually.
Definitely, yeah.
Family roots.
Right.
And what did your grandfather do actually here?
He was an architect. He had his own architectural office here, and came originally from Canada. His father put him through school down here. His father was an architect also, and couple of the buildings he designed was Notre Dame Church in Fall River, St. Anthony's, the Star Stores, Jarvis School, and several schools in New Bedford. A lot of people, places. I just looked up in the history of New Bedford today there, that I have 3 volumes of, and he's in that with his picture and everything.
Now, let me ask you something. And what was your grandfather's name?
Louis.
Very
Louis
good.
Destremps.
Louis, can you say
Louis E. Destremps.
And we are here with Justin, and Justin's all dressed up for the occasion.
Yep.
Justin, you're a volunteer here. What made you get involved with the Orpheum Theatre?
I've been good friends with Lance Spoonberg, who is the director of this whole project, and he needed some extra help, so I decided to volunteer my time today.
And how you liking it?
I'm loving it. This place is a blast. I wish they would do something about it. It's kind of sad to see it falling apart like this, but it's come a long way. It's stood all these years amidst the destruction over here on Route 18 and stuff when they knocked all the buildings down, but it's still standing and it has a lot of hope and potential.
It deserves a lot of respect for the fact that it's still standing.
Yes, it does, and there's been some beautiful pictures taken, and I'm surprised with the turnout too. There's a lot of people that came out today. So.
All right, well, thank you for being a volunteer here.
No problem.
My name's Kimberly.
Kimberly, tell us where you picked up this outfit and how you put it all together so like roaring 1920s.
Well, this is from Circa. He donated, lent us all costumes for the event, and it's fabulous. Love it. And the gloves are also from Circa. Yes, the pros are mine. These I picked up at a flea market at some point. Yes.
Now, where is Circa?
It is down, actually not that far from here. We
Because
found a couple of blocks.
they moved.
In the New England Demolition and Salvage Building.
In the South End now.
Yes.
We
And
we
he's
gotta
got
get
Cove
that.
Road. On Cove
On
Road,
Cove
yes.
Road. Yeah,
they
that's
have
very important 'cause I love
much
that place.
more space now. It's great space he's got in there.
Oh, that's excellent.
More room.
And what is your name, young lady?
My name is Jenny, and I'm wearing an outfit from Circa as well. This is a 1940s
Oh, I love
dress.
the print.
And we have figured out that it was handmade because I was talking to a woman in line. She was a seamstress, and it's got this great little sash in the back too.
I love it.
Little jacket. And these are gloves from Circa as well. And the hat too is also from Circa.
Let's see the, yeah, very nice. All right.
And I would like to say that Chris was very helpful in that I called him because I'm very busy. I own a shop downtown, so I didn't have a lot of time. I called him and I said, do you have anything in my size? When I came in, he already had like 4 or 5 outfits picked out, and then he had all the accessories. So he was really helpful, and it was a really great shop. I'm definitely going back there.
Well, I'm going to tell you, he got you down fitted to a T because it actually fits your personality. It really, it's so sweet.
I know. I was actually thinking of. I was like, I love this dress so much now. I might have to buy it.
You might have to buy it.
I'm
You're
like,
really-
where am I gonna wear? Well, and I said, oh, if I take the hat off, I could get away with the rest of the outfit.
You know what? You could actually wear that to a lot of different events. But I'm glad you wore it here first to the Orpheum Theatre, and I love the pin as a volunteer.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
You are been here lined up for some time now. Yeah. What is making you excited about going into the Orpheum Theatre?
I was just telling them.
Oh, tell us too,
As
please.
a child, 5 years old, my mother, come here every Friday night. Why? Because my father loved cowboy movies. Gene Autry, Tom Mix, Roy Rogers. He loved them. Of course, as a child, I didn't know too much about it, but after the first movie, it was all right. Second movie seemed a little like the first. The third movie, that is each Friday, seems definitely more like the first. And by the fourth movie, I knew it was the same thing each time with different people. Maybe the hero with his white horse was a different person, but it's the same movie I saw 4 weeks ago. So that's how I knew about it.
Now, Louis, you're another excited guy that wants to go into the Orpheum Theatre.
Well,
You got history.
It's been years ago. We used to see two movies plus a newsreel.
And how old were you when you started coming here?
I was about 10.
10 years old. So these are really sweet
That's
childhood
about 65
memories.
years ago.
Oh, we don't have to mention that. You only
Wow.
look sweeter now.
Oh, thanks a lot.
Now, is this your first time coming back in?
Yes, it is.
All right. Are you looking forward to it? Pretty excited?
Yeah. Sharpshooters Hall used to be here. I was in the Sharpshooters Hall.
Yeah, it's still there.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
still there. Yeah. Well, we're going to have to find out how you feel afterwards to see how well everything held up.
Right.
All right.
There's no drinking in there, is there?
Not today,
I'll be all
anyway.
set then. Thank you.
And I just ran into a dear friend of mine, Jill USSAC, who is very talented, and we're about to see just how talented she really is. Jill, good to see you. You look
Nice
super.
seeing you. Thank you very much, and welcome to the Orpheum on our tour for 2009. And we're trying to raise some good funds so that we can renovate and restore a wonderful city program.
Now, Jill, I know that you were a professional dancer, so I'm going to go ahead and ask you to show us some of your stuff.
Alrighty.
And here I am at the ticket window. And how much are you selling tickets for today?
The tickets are for 15 cents.
15 cents? I don't know if I can afford that.
But you get to go in the hall and you can dance. And if you go over here to your left, you can check in your hat and coat.
Why, aren't you good?
Yeah.
Let me tell you, you seem to play this part really well. Are you having that much fun, or is this natural for you?
I'm having a wonderful time.
Yeah.
It's a great cause, and I actually work at the theater in Providence, Providence Performing
Okay,
Arts,
not surprised.
which is the same idea as this. The theater was once going to be torn down, and now it's a thriving center of the city. I'd like to see that happen here in New Bedford also.
Wow, that's excellent. All right, what is your name?
Elizabeth.
Elizabeth, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Oh my goodness. So it's 15 cents to get in.
15 cents.
All right, I'm going to grab my ticket and go, all right?
Thank you very much. Have a nice
clothing from the late 1940s. Actually, some people that walked by told me that their mothers wore this exact dress for their wedding day with a white hat. Can you imagine? The late 1940s is when these dresses came out. And I'm here actually supporting the part of the tour about the dishes that were given out as premiums when people came to the theater on Wednesdays and Thursdays, the late 1940s, early 1950s. So for price of admission, 25 cents in the afternoon and 44 cents in the evening, they were able to get a dish. The shows actually had cliffhangers, so people had to come back the next week to see how the movie ended and ultimately have to come back and get another dish. So once they started coming and getting more and more dishes, they wanted to complete their sets. So it was a pretty cool way to get people to come into the theater.
Great, and you're also wearing fine gloves.
Yeah.
And I love the embroidery. Now we got to talk about your outfit here.
Well, I think it's about the same time period, maybe a little bit Sunday going to church type clothes, and it's very comfortable.
Well, you wear it so well.
Well, thank you very much.
It's Charles HAUCK. I'm president of ORPHINK, one of the organizers of this event, and I just totally excited about the turnout, the amount of volunteers that came and helped us out. It's just amazing. And it's good to see so many people that have come and share their memories, and just it's a thrill.
What brings you here today?
Well, old memories. I used to go to the show when I was a kid. It was about 12 cents, 15 cents. I'll tell you how long ago, but it was quite a long time ago.
Oh, that's pretty amazing. What do you hope to find in there today?
I don't know. It's probably some. I want to see how close it was to the time when I came in. And I remember the stairs, walking up the stairs when I was a kid.
They're still there.
And,
Those stairs still there.
Yeah. And all the street was Water Street, and they had all the stores over here. To come down here on Friday with my little 10 cents to go buy something. It was really quite a thing, but kind of missed that. But this is progress, so to speak. So, well, I'm hoping that they do salvage this and get it on the way back to its normal.
Well, thank you for sharing that, Ms. Pacheco, and we're glad you're here today, and I'm sure you're going to be excited once you're in. Okay.
Thank you.
What brings me here to New Bedford is to see you, and to see the old theater building. Really excited about the effort to try to bring it back.
Is this your first time in today?
It's my first time in today. That's right. I haven't been in since I was a kid.
Well, you know what? You're really in for a special treat.
I understand that,
It's pretty amazing how well preserved it actually held up. It really did.
Yeah, that's wonderful. I'm excited about it.
Now, what brings you here to the Orpheum Theatre?
Just curiosity.
Have you ever been in the building before?
No.
Okay.
No.
No. Okay. Well, do you have any connection at all to this building? Something that attracted you to bring you here today?
Just always curious about it, that's all. Driven by a million times, just wanted to see what was inside, that's all.
Well, you're in for a real treat. This might be, this might be probably one of the most exciting moments to go in there and check out that building, something you've driven by a million times.
Yeah, I'm sure it will be.
What generated the excitement for you to come here today?
Because I've never been in this theater. I've been to the Royal Theater, which was down a block or two down further. And a friend, old timer, a little older than I am, grew up down the South End. He tells me that there was another theater down here, but I do not. I grew up in the West End, way up the West End, New Bedford. And so I never really came down here too often. To the beach, walking down to the beach, yes, but I don't have any real stories about that. My wife doesn't know anything because she's from Oregon.
But you were pretty excited about actually wanting to see what it finally looks like inside. Yeah.
I've been saying all the years as we drive by, why doesn't someone come up with something to do with this place?
Was it all the moose hanging up there, all looking at you, asking for help?
Well, that too. But we have a daughter in Memphis, Tennessee, and they've fixed up all of their theaters. They all have performances and stuff. They have not movies, but they have different acts down there, performances, ballets, and all kinds of things. And I always ask, why can't New Bedford do anything? We live in Fairhaven, across the river, but I grew up in New Bedford. But why can't they do something with these places? I know it takes money, but if other towns can do it, other cities rather, not towns, cities, and towns, yes. Why can't New Bedford?
Why can't we do it? Thank you for your interest, because you know what? It's people like you and the interest like you have that's going to make it turn around.
We hope so. We'll hope I'll be able to come here for something. Moody Blues or someone.
The Orpheum opened on April 15th, 1912, at a very important time in American history. Little did people know that at the grand opening, the Titanic would sink on that same night. This was just before World War I, when the city mills were busy, the economy was good, even though the whaling industry was slowly declining. The Orpheum was constructed under the ownership of the French Sharpshooters Club of New Bedford. This esteemed group operated a ballroom and armored shooting range in the building for nearly 50 years. Le Club des Francs-Tireurs had many events such as dances, benefits, and shooting tournaments. The club was instrumental in raising and training recruits for both world wars. The theater was leased from the Sharpshooters to the Orpheum Circuit of Boston. The Orpheum Circuit was one of the largest vaudeville and variety franchises operating in the country, founded by Martin Beck, who discovered such stars as Houdini, Eddie Foy, Lily Langtry, and the Marx Brothers. The Orpheum Circuit was in large part responsible for making vaudeville a more respectful art form. Before this time, shows were made for mostly a male audience. The Wild West shows with dancing girls, Martin Beck turned it around to appeal to the decent woman. Many Orpheum theaters were richly decorated to copy the fancy Parisian opera houses. The theater quickly became a place people went to see or be seen. The Orpheum not only presented stage shows, but were great innovators in the motion picture industry. They would show movies then named photoplays in between acts. As the popularity for vaudeville waned in the 1920s, the motion picture industry was there to take its place and keep the crowds packing in. The Orpheum Circuit had many mergers over the years and eventually became Radio Keith Orpheum, the RKO famous for its films like King Kong and Citizen Kane. There were over 400 Orpheum-linked theaters nationally. The oldest Orpheum theater still operating is now called the Palace Theater in Los Angeles. It opened on June 6, 1911. New Bedford's Orpheum opened 1 year later, and it appears to be the second oldest in the country. The New Bedford Orpheum location in the neighborhood was central to the community. Water Street was completely lined with shops and stores integral to the adjoining neighborhoods. There was a busy trolley that ushered the residents from their homes to the mills or other many destinations. The theater was a place many came to hear the latest events on the newsreels or to catch up with the latest gossip. This area of Water Street was one of the city's most diverse. Being so close to the mills where many worked, it attracted many distinct ethnic groups. There were large pockets of French, Irish, Jewish, Polish, and Portuguese woven into a strong community. Right up to the time it closed, the Orpheum was popular for its 25-cent matinees. There was another theater that was destroyed right next to the Orpheum called the Royal Theater. There were actually 24 theaters in the city. Now only one still remains open, and that is called the Zeiterion.
As you can see behind me, this is already like towards the late of the afternoon, and people are still lined up to go in and look at this. And I hope that you enjoyed the tour that we were able to give with you. And once again, to each and every one of you out there, love you, New Bedford.